And then Ronaldo! Balotelli, Aguero! It's Bergkamp. That's magnificent. Here's Messi. Away from 2, 3, 4. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful.
The Football Drop Podcast.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Football Drop Podcast.
Hello. I'm good, thanks. How are you?
Still reeling from the disaster episode. I'm not going to lie to you, mate. Still reeling.
I can imagine. Yeah. So I have a big question for you.
Here we go.
Did you click record and have you clicked stop?
I haven't clicked stop.
Oh, well done. Well done.
We are still recording, which is good. I couldn't get my earphones to connect to anything today, so it seems to be just for the podcast because it's very successful outside of the podcast, the utilising of earbuds, because I've been listening to shit like all the time.
Have you?
But today, for some reason, just didn't connect to anything.
What can I say? It's probably the user. That's probably the best thing I can say. Look at you looking all sophisticated with your cup.
Yeah,
What have you got, coffee or tea?
If that's what makes me look sophisticated, then this cup is doing a fucking brilliant job.
Yeah, sophisticated is probably not the right word.
Fucking hell.
I'd say grown up, but yeah, you're not grown up.
I'm not
So it's
grown up.
taken
Yes, I've
taken
got-
13 minutes to get this, but yeah. Well done.
How's it going, my G?
Yeah, I'm okay, mate. I'm okay. I've just about recovered from the weekend. What about you?
You had a heavy sesh, didn't you, bro?
I did, yeah. Well, it wasn't that heavy. It just hit me like a ton of bricks.
Oh, right. Go on. Explain.
I don't think I had that much drink. I had maybe 6, 7 pints, maybe.
Yeah.
A couple of Sambucas and a Jaeger bomb. And I think it's the Jaeger that screwed me, to be honest. It always does whenever I have Jaeger.
Right.
Mate, honestly, just absolutely kills me. I had cider and a couple of glasses of champagne before we left, to be fair. But only like the little, tiny champagne flutes. It was really nice. But we went to Boom Battle Bar over in Canterbury. Have you been yet?
I haven't, no. Me and Selge have got a Christmas bonanza prepared for the 1st of December. So
Do explain.
It was a title that I gave, and the face that you just made is basically the face that Selge made.
Yeah, I'm not surprised. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, she didn't seem too impressed with the name either. To be honest, the longer me and Selge have our relationship, the more I realise she thinks I'm a massive knob for things like that.
You are a massive knob.
Yeah, thanks. So yeah, but the long and short of it is, I'm thinking about taking her there.
Okay. And what's the Christmas bonanza? You know, what started this idea of the Christmas bonanza?
It's our last I think it was the 1st of December, something like that. It's like the last Friday that we have where it will just be us two before Christmas.
Oh, okay. Oh, nice. What if we get our guest that we mentioned yesterday on, and he can only do that Friday? just putting it out there now. You might have to prepare for that just in case.
If that happens, you're on your own, mate.
Wow. I might do that one in person then.
Yeah, funny that, yeah. Battle bar.
Fancy seeing you here. Fair enough.
What I do like as well, just to add for the listeners, viewers, is that the whole day that the house has been really quiet. As soon as I hit record, the cat and the dog are now literally having a scrap. Like, there is full-on punches going on now. And the cat is literally now here, right next to me, who is just going to probably try and climb all over me. Yeah, so hopefully that's now finished.
Nice.
No more background noise, so apologies if that didn't come through, which I'm sure it fucking did. Right, let's move on. How did you get on at the battle bar then? So, was it good fun?
It was good fun. I don't think the golf is set out well enough. It seems a bit too tight and too cramped up.
That's what
So
she
you
said.
constantly just like bunched up with everyone. But it was a good night. The darts, augmented reality darts, is amazing.
It's what?
I didn't win it.
What was it?
Augmented reality dart, AR darts.
That.
So you get an normal dartboard, and it's computerized over. So you play different games and stuff on it, and it's all registered with the dartboard. Mate, honestly, so much fun. So much fun. Augmented reality.
Augmented, because I think this is a bit
Augmented.
like Bruno Gomes situation, because you pronounce that in 3 different ways now, I think.
No, augmented reality.
I think you called it augmented.
No, augmented.
Argumentative. And now
No,
you're
that's
going
just you. No, that's just you. We will listen back and you'll go, oh, Ben was right. But that's good fun. Like, that was a real good laugh. Shuffleboard. Have you ever done shuffleboard?
No, but I will do on the 1st of December, I reckon.
Mate, it is so much fun.
Is it?
So much fun, yeah. I did a very good shot. I did what Gavin Sam called the shot of the night.
Oh, nice.
Like, right at the end of it, almost a 50-50 split, half on the board, half off the board to get the maximum 5 points. Buzzing, mate. I had to take a picture of it just to prove.
You'll put that on socials later, I assume.
Yeah, I'll do that and then not post it until about a week and a half time, and people will think, "What the hell is this?" Like, there's no context whatsoever.
Yeah.
But the England game was on in the background, and that was a shocking game.
Yeah, I didn't watch it. I watched Oppenheimer instead, which I think I made the right decision.
Do you know what? I think Oppenheimer was probably less painful to watch, even for that amount of time, than it was watching England play Malta.
I have caught up with it, to be honest, and yeah, it was a bit of a shocker, wasn't it? What's going on?
Yeah, it was terrible, mate. Absolutely terrible. I think it's as though everyone just rocked up and was like, "Look, we know we're going to win. So let's just chill. Let's just do what we want to do."
Yeah. Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah, but another win. It's 2-0. Who cares? Move on.
Well, they will.
Job done.
North Macedonia tonight, isn't it?
No, I think it's tomorrow night, but yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's normally Tuesdays.
Oh, yeah, it's Monday today, isn't it?
Yeah,
Famously. I see you've had your fine.
famously. I have, mate. I have, finally. It was getting a bit too mop-like.
Looks good. Yeah. How are you feeling yourself? You all right?
Yeah, I'm all right. I just got my appointment cancelled, though, so that's very frustrating. So, yeah, just got to wait, unfortunately. But it is what it is.
Certainly is. You're keeping yourself
It is.
active. You like, all right? Things good?
Yeah. I was hanging Saturday, so I wasn't very active Saturday, I must say. But no, just did some housework and stuff yesterday. I went for a walk this morning, so that was quite nice.
Well done, mate. Well done.
And yeah, just need to wait for results and go from there, really. What about you? How was your weekend?
Yeah,
How, are you feeling better as well now? 'Cause you were pretty
Yeah.
much dead last week, weren't you?
Yeah, feeling better now. I think, when did we record the podcast? When was that? Was that Monday? A normal day?
Yes, we were going to re-record it, and then you decided on the Wednesday. No, I'm not going to, mate.
Well, I couldn't, mate. I was knocked out. I was completely ill all week. It's horrible. It's been a bit of a shit couple of months actually, because I've just been constantly ill. I got back in the gym today, which was quite nice because I haven't been able to do anything for ages due to sickness. So, mate, honestly, I tell you, not going into the gym has such a fucking detrimental impact on your mental health. It's crazy what exercise can actually do for you.
Yeah.
I instantly felt better after this morning being in the gym. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Just feeling like it. One, you're ill, of course. Two, you're feeling a bit down, a bit sorry for yourself. And then three, you can't get into the gym. You know, even when you are feeling a little bit better, you can't get in and do anything. You can't go for the walks that you can go for, whatever, because of the fucking illness and your weakness and stuff like that. So yeah, it's been like that for a while. So I'm hopefully, a bit of boxing this week and a bit of weightlifting and stuff, chuck some weights around, a bit of football
Nice.
and that. Should be all right, mate. Should be all right. So yeah, bit of a
Happy
shit,
days.
really. But yeah, no, overall, mate, a great eating weekend.
Yeah. What did you have?
So Friday night, 3-course meal yourselves. Cooked at home. Nice though. Camembert, of course.
Camembert and focaccia. Yep.
Yeah, mate.
The Salisbury classic.
Salisbury special. Haven't asked for that in your local shops, so you don't know what you're going to get.
Yeah, we definitely don't want that one.
There was a mum joke that was nearly just came out. Put that back in.
Yeah, that's what she said.
We are so pathetic.
I know.
Yeah, then a Mackey's on Saturday, followed by a Chinese in the evening.
Oh, yes.
For a roast yesterday.
Oh, that sounds pretty good, mate.
It was a good eating weekend, although, not very good for the old waistline and the old fitness. So, yeah, buzzing for football tonight.
Yeah, you'll be panting out your arse in about 10 minutes, frying up the Chinese in 20.
I reckon the walk to the pitch will do me tonight.
Mate, I've not been at football for so long. I think driving there would make me fucking tired at this point.
Yeah. Do you see you in your car just hunched over the steering wheel? What's the matter? I'm not right.
Yeah, all that head movement, turning left, turning right. Fuck me, I'm done.
Yeah, we should go and watch tennis, actually.
Yeah. Cheers. Yeah, that'll make me feel much better.
Yeah,
Cheers.
Hilarious.
Hilarious.
Do a little bit of football. A little bit of footballing news.
Yeah, I think we probably should. We've been waffling for 11.5 minutes.
That is very true. We should do that. Well, I think there's only really one bit of news, isn't there?
There is. Everton Football Club.
Everton FC. It's there sometime tonight.
It has caught up with them finally. The naughty little buggers.
Is it?
Yeah.
Go on, give us your view on it, mate. Go on, take it away. Give us your view.
Well, they've broken the rules. They've spent. Was it they lost too much money or something, or spent too much to make the balance basically incorrect?
Yeah.
And they broke Premier League rules, so they've got punished for it. I think the amount that they broke was it less than 20 million, I think, or something, 15 million.
What is it they have to break even? 30. They can't lose more than 30 million a season. Is that how it works out?
Something like that, over 3 season average or something, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, it is over.
And yeah, they broke it by like 15-20 million or something. I think it was in the end, over that average. So they've been punished. I mean, I think it's quite a harsh punishment. So they've been deducted 10 points. That is huge. It's brought them down to 19th. So they're only on 4 points now. So they're equal with Burnley.
Joint bottom, aren't
they? Yeah, they are joint bottom. They've got a massively better goal difference, though, which is obviously plays in their favour. But they are only 2 points off safety. So I think if you're, I don't know what the Everton fans think. If you're an Everton fan listening, please do get in touch. We can kind of discuss this a little bit further next week. But I think it's more of they're okay. I think surely they'd rather take it now rather than at the end of the season, because at least they're in good form at the moment. They've got a couple of wins under their belt and they can kind of build on this, and it's fine. It's almost like you're restarting the season 12 games in.
Yeah.
But it is a harsh punishment, I think.
It is a harsh punishment. And have you seen their statements? Or we posted it out, didn't we? I assume you've seen it.
I have, yes. Yeah, I have.
So it's interesting. I think it was the second to last paragraph, where they are going to be looking at, I can't remember it verbatim, but they're going to basically be looking at other teams who are in a similar situation to understand what the Premier League is going to do about that. Which, for me, says we want to know what you're going to do about Manchester City.
Yeah. Yeah, but is the City thing, is it a different breach or different type of breach that they've actually done? Because I'm sure there's some other legality behind it that City have breached rather than what Everton have done.
Yeah, it's not.
So I think they've spent more rather than lost.
Yeah, I don't think it's as clear cut, is it?
Not that I'm just put it out there now. Not that I'm defending City at all. I want them to get punished, but it is a different type of.
It's a different type, and wasn't it 115?
Yeah, something like that, which is insane. Insane.
Completely insane, yeah, as you say. It's mad. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on it? Because it's the harshest sort of penalty that's ever been given in Premier League history. There has been other instances where teams have been docked points outside of the Premier League and before the Premier League existed, when it was the old First Division. Sorry. What's your take on that, mate?
I think they're setting a precedent with it, but they need to stick to this.
Yeah.
I don't know what they'll do with City. If it's 10 points per breach or something like that, for argument's sake, just for ease of working out, then City will obviously get docked 10 points for each 115 charges. I think that should be the way to do it. Then it's a strong statement. Obviously, don't get me wrong, like their points that they'll finish will just be a joke, but at the same time, it sets a standard of everyone to say don't fucking break the rules, because it is harsh punishments and you're going to drop through the leagues. I think it should be like that, but I think with the City one, it should be something harsher if they're found guilty of 115 charges and breaches.
I think
They should be kicked out of the football leagues and go from the bottom and work up again.
I think it's the length of time as well, isn't it, that they're going to take to get to the City, because it's so intricate, isn't it? It's hard.
Yeah, I don't. I'm not jealous that I'm not on that panel. That's for sure.
Yeah.
It's a very difficult thing to do, because this will change and shape football for probably the next 50 to 100 years. Because it is a precedent that you're setting.
Well, yeah, you're right. And also, I think if you think of other clubs in other countries, the precedent hasn't been set like this. This is kind of. I know we've had it. I think Paul spoken about it with Birmingham, where they've been deducted a number of points. I think was it Luton over the years were deducted like 30 points because of different things, and we've had Bury who were now out of business because of the point deduction, because of the ownership and things like that. Not being able to pay the wages. Derby County a couple of seasons ago, the same thing.
Coventry.
Yeah. So it's not a new thing, is it, in terms of financial loss, financial gain sometimes. So, yeah, I think personally on appeal, I think it will be reduced.
Yeah, possibly. I mean, maybe 5 points. I think there still needs to be some sort of deduction. But I also read that Leicester, Burnley, Leeds, Forest, and Southampton are all planning to sue Everton as well.
Yeah.
Because obviously the breach was last season. That's when they were charged. When they were charged was last season. So obviously they got deducted the points last season. They would have been obviously relegated. Leicester would have stayed up.
Yeah.
And then the other teams are claiming it because it's obviously affected them, because they're now all in the Championship. They could have had a fighting chance and all this, nonsense and rubbish that's coming in. So this could really, almost, bankrupt Everton. They've got the new stadium that's nearly finished as well. And if they're getting sued and, if it all goes through and they lose the cases, they could have the nicest stadium in League Two.
Yeah. Well, yeah, and that is, that they won't be able to bring in the funds. So, like you say, it could be a really sad ending for Everton and their team and their supporters. It'll be a similar situation to Rangers when they went a fair few years ago now, which will be fascinating in terms of Premier League. Sort of, it's never happened before, so that will be really interesting. But you have to look at the precedents and the examples set elsewhere as we've spoken about Manchester City and their breaches. So if this precedent now is being set that the points deduction is happening within the season that they're found guilty. So if if we're saying Everton, this was from last season, but they're going to get the deduction this season, then looking at Manchester City, does that mean that their points deduction will be for in 3-4 years time when they find the evidence, they deduct the points? So that's one season the Man City aren't going to win the league, but that they could be on the 6th time that they've won it in a row.
Yeah,
yeah, fuck it, who cares? Because next season we've got all of this put in place. We are prepared for this now. Fuck it, who cares? Dock us points, fine us. We're ready for it. We're gonna have a season where we don't win the Premier League, a season where we might not be in Europe. Fine.
Yeah, but I think I totally get it, and yeah, they probably will act like that to a certain extent, but you've got to bear in mind that how difficult it is to then penalise them and strip their titles away. That's easy. You can do that, no problem. But you can't take away everything because there's too many variables behind that. Same with Everton last season. Yes, if they got the points deduction last season, yes, Leicester would have stayed up. Everton would have gone down a whole different ball game now. And obviously the money and things like that are different. But Leicester are going to get money for the next 3 years, obviously from the parachute payments anyway from the Premier League. Yeah. Everton are getting more money because they're stayed up in the Premier League. And they're getting obviously that Premier League revenue and stuff. Absolutely. But it's so hard to quantify that, especially with the City thing. If it takes 4 years for them to be able to actually find out and get to some sort of decision behind it all, it's so hard to work out because there's too many variables that are happening. But that's why I think, like with the City one, if they're found guilty of over 100 charges, that should be serious. Like, you're kicked out of the league, kicked out of the Premier League. The EFL don't have to accept them. Then you kick down into the National League or Counties division and things like that and start again. And that's the only way they'll really kind of pay the price for that. Because as you rightly said, they've made an absolute fortune. They've got this infrastructure around them. They've got all this team and all these players in the world to be able to do everything. Well, I don't think they can do that when they're playing, at grassroots level, basically, to work their way back up again.
Yeah, I can't see that kind of action being taken against them personally, but I do get.
No, they bring too much money now. They're too big of an entity.
Yeah, you're right. It's too successful. They can't and won't do that. I'm just wondering, whether there's retrospective action that's taken then in Man City's case, but not Everton's case. But it was just interesting how that was a particular highlight from Everton's statement. So yeah. Sticking with Everton and what Everton do now, appeal. If the appeal is kind of upheld in terms of the severity of the sanction is too harsh, but they're still deducted points. Say 5, like I think you said 5. Say that. What then message is that giving out to everybody else? If on appeal you'll get a 5-point deduction. Do the Premier League then go, okay, 5 points every time then? Or do they stick with their 10 and then it's up to you to appeal?
I think personally, I think it should be the 10. And then if you've got different grounds to appeal, because the cases are never going to be identical. And there's always going to be different levels of breaches and things like that. I think we spoke about it, I can't remember when, weeks and weeks ago, about doing a crime. If you broke into a house and stole a fiver or something like that, or burgled a house and then murdered someone or something. Yeah, I think I brought it up and and I'll be honest, it didn't make sense. I know, I hold my hands up. It didn't make sense. I listened back to it and it didn't make sense. But different degrees of crimes do warrant different punishments. I kind of understand that. And in this instance, that's why City should and hopefully will be punished more than what Everton have. And we all know that I'm not exactly the biggest Everton supporter in the world. But they didn't deserve to. They deserve to get punished, but they don't deserve to necessarily go down because it is a small breach. So,
do you think then that Everton, with the way that they're playing at the moment, especially, are good enough to stay up? Is there anything here then that actually warrants a worry?
In what set? A worry for what? On who?
For Everton as a club, is there anything outside? Because the way I'm looking at it is very sort of straightforward, really, because I can't be too intricate, because I'm very intelligent. But they get a 10-point deduction, 5 points possibly on appeal. They stay in the Premier League. They hit sort of, I don't know, 14th place maybe at come May. They're about to get new owners and a new stadium. Is that it? Draw a line under the sand and move forward?
Yeah, I think so. It's just a crap part of history for them, but everyone's got their crappy pasts. I think Arsenal were deducted a couple of points years and years ago for something. Can't remember what it was, but we got deducted a couple of points. Don't know what it was for.
Violence against Manchester United in the 1990, I think.
Oh, okay. So it's very different things.
Man United got a 1-point deduction, if I remember
Right.
rightly.
Okay. But yeah, I think for Everton, it's a case of we've done wrong. We paid the price. Try and minimise that cost as much as possible. Draw a line under it and move on. Start a fresh new stadium, ideally in the Premier League. That's what they want. You want to get that money in and keep that revenue stream going, and obviously maximise it for what they're going to get in the new stadium. More people, price of everything will go up, so we'll get more gate revenue every day, or every match day, sorry. I think that's the only thing they can look forward to, surely.
So it's just a huge warning for everybody else of this is the financial penalty, this is how you're going to be penalised going forward if you don't
I think so.
abide by these FFP rules.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think everyone sees FFP as a bit of a joke. So I think they need to make a bit of a statement of intent to say, well, no, it's not a joke. It's here to stay, and you need to abide by the rules. Because we know Chelsea have absolutely smashed it, and just thinks, who cares? United at one point were in breach of that. I don't know whether they still are, because they obviously spent a lot of money over the last couple of seasons. City, I mean, we've all sat there going, how the hell have they done that?
Yeah, you raise an interesting point again about Chelsea. I wonder as well if that's where some of the anger from Everton, or that paragraph within their statement was aimed towards as well, whether Chelsea fall into that category of
Quite possibly
problems. There's not been any sort of, in a similar way to City, there's not been any breaches, sort of number of breaches, investigation at Chelsea, is there? Unless I'm mistaken.
I think they're under some sort of investigation, but I think because of the way that obviously their long-term contracts were done, obviously they've changed the ruling on it now.
Yeah.
But the way the long-term contracts were done, they've basically spent 100 million a season essentially.
Yeah.
But they've guaranteed that for 8 years that they're going to spend that, unless they obviously flog these players off and then cut their losses, kind of thing, or cut that expenditure. So they've done it very, very sneakily, but very intelligently.
Yeah, certainly. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It is very interesting.
To be fair, I think we're on the brink of it, because we spent a lot of money over the last few seasons.
I think Arsenal, for all their sins, are actually in a good place for financial fair play. I don't think we've got any problems, anything to worry about.
Well, let's hope not. But we have spent a lot of money recently.
Yeah.
I think that's why, like, the David Raya thing was a loan rather than a buy sort of thing.
Yeah, because we're backing ourselves to do it correctly. We're not falling into that trap. We're being overly cautious, whereas Chelsea in particular and Manchester City before that have been like, right, these are the parameters, but actually we think that we could stretch those parameters because of X sort of loophole that we can get around by offering those different contracts and things like that. So
yeah, I think it's a very interesting thing. I think it was John Terry came out years ago and said, like, when Mourinho joined Chelsea for the first time, it was brilliant that he looks to bend every rule that he can, so he manipulates the rules.
Yeah.
So something about, if both your centre backs go down, you have to stop the game. So when one of them would go down, John Terry would just go down injured. so they had to stop the game. So it just gives you a breather. These are things that Mourinho was like a genius with it. But that's what these clubs are doing now with the bigger and wider rules of it all.
Yep.
Just like as you said, how can we bend and flex this as much as possible?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is,
F1 do it. Every team in F1 do exactly the same thing. Here's the rules of, like engine capacity or the aerodynamics or the angle of this, that, and the other. Well, how can we do it?
yeah, you're right.
Like years ago, when obviously Braun GP obviously became a team and stuff, that double diffuser and like the holes were in a different place. And they argued their case, but within the rules, they're allowed to do that.
Yep. Yeah, no, you are right.
It's got to be savvy.
Yeah, you are correct, mate. You are correct.
Did you want to take a pause?
No. I was just going to ask.
Oh, okay.
Any other news that you've seen that you wanted to go over?
Not really from me, mate. Not really from me.
Sure.
Yeah. Anything else from you? I think the Everton thing's just kind of taken up everything.
It certainly has. Yeah, it's an interesting point, isn't it? It's an interesting thing.
Interesting thing, yes. Luckily, our faith's made it extra interesting, so that's good. Yeah, that's what we like. That is what we like. Jesus.
Should we move on?
Yeah, let's move on. What are we moving on to? It's a big segment for you, isn't it?
So we're just going to do the roundup of various different leagues.
Yes, mate. Take it away, Mr. Guilherme.
I'm not going to go through too much because otherwise it's just me talking for quite a while. So MLS is not on at the minute, as you're aware. It's finished. So we'll scrap that from this one. International break. Obviously, we've sort of spoken a little bit about the England game. So Scotland went through last night.
They did. They're looking a very strong team. They came second in their group, only behind Spain.
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
And they beat Spain in the group.
Yeah, they're playing very well.
Could be a bit of a dark horse.
For what?
To go a little bit further. So I don't think they'll win it or anything, but I think they could do one or two upsets, I think, in the tournament.
Yeah, I agree, yeah. And, Norway are not a bad team in terms of they've got some big superstars there playing some, they should be playing some good football. I think their managerial change up that because they were not playing as good as they could. Lukaku showing Chelsea what they're missing.
Mate, 4 goals in the first half. Insane.
It's incredible, isn't it?
Absolutely. He scored 14 goals in these qualifiers. It's most anyone's ever done.
It's crazy.
But how does he do it? He's just like, I'm going to play football. I'm going to score goals now. I'm fed up and not scoring.
Yeah, I think it is literally a case of he's one of those players that has to love where he is, be loved, and then he'll do fantastic things. Because if not, he just won't do it. He'll just be like,
Yeah.
I don't give a shit anymore. I'm not in love with this club. I don't feel valued. I'm not going to do it. And I think I saw something the other day about Jose Mourinho and how he likes to have a real big player up the top. I think he called them. I think he said he referred to them as his African players.
Yeah, he said, always need an African striker. Yeah, that was it.
Striker, that's it. Yeah. And Lukaku kind of fit that mould for him, but I know he's not African, but he's of African descent. I know. So I don't know if that's the sort of manager that he needs that can utilise that man. But certainly they've not, he's not been utilised as well as he could.
No, but I mean, if you look at his stats in his career, he still delivers some bloody good numbers.
Oh yeah.
So for someone who's, look, you rotating yourself there, nice. That'll be good on the old video later on when it goes on YouTube. Completely throwing me now. Yeah, but he's delivered obviously, incredible numbers throughout his career still. But yeah, you just think if he was loved everywhere, or sorry, if he felt loved and actually was motivated to do stuff properly, what would he be like? Properly, what would the numbers be like then?
Yeah, it's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy how many could have scored. I saw Gabby Jesus is back as well.
Is he? Excellent. That's what we like.
Yeah.
Did he score?
I think he's playing. I think they're playing tonight. I don't think he's played yet.
No, I saw Martinelli was training this week for Brazil as number 9, and he started up front on his own and scored. I mean, they went on to lose, unfortunately, but he did score on his debut as starting as a striker for him.
Oh, really?
So that could be interesting for Arsenal throughout the season.
Yeah. Okay. Let's do this Euro roundup then, mate.
Can I just ask why you're strangling yourself? Just like, okay, he's having a good time there while he's recording. He's loving this.
Your voice in my ears. They're strangulating.
Oh, here we go.
This is what I need.
It's a whole new dynamic to you. Can you hear that? That's us. Yeah, it's cringy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit bad, isn't it?
Yeah, well weird.
Okay. Right, where do you want to start?
Let's start in Germany.
Gladbach for Wolfsburg and Nils. This is from Friday the 10th of November across that weekend. I should add. Bayern Munich, Hoffenheim 4-2 to... Sorry, not Hoffenheim, Heidenheim. Bayern Munich 4-2 winners there, mate. Did you catch that one?
I didn't know. No, I didn't catch that one. All I've caught is that Harry Kane is ripping up Bundesliga.
Basically, yeah. I think he's starting to pull away from Lewandowski's start, isn't he?
Yeah, Lewandowski's like, yeah, he can do better than I ever did.
Yeah.
He's that good.
It's mad as well because he's certainly coming into his own where now he's got that service and he's got that those players around him and he's playing like really good football. He's scoring the goals that he probably would have scored at Tottenham, but obviously for Munich now, which is fascinating to see just how far he'll go, whether he'll dip off or whether he'll just go from strength to strength. Because next year the Ballon d'Or is open to anyone, open to absolutely anyone, and Harry Kane is going to want to put his hat in that. Because the only person you got Haaland and Mbappe. Haaland arguably.
Bellingham.
Okay, Bellingham. Yeah, no, I'll take that one. And Harry Kane can easily do that. So next year, it's going to be interesting to see what happens.
100%. The only thing that makes me wonder as well is he's doing so well for Bayern Munich. Now I think obviously they're used to winning everything, or winning, or competing at the highest level for everything. What would he have done if he did move to Man City? Would he have still scored this many goals? Like, if he was there and not Haaland last season, would he have scored as many goals as Haaland did? Because he knows the league. He knows the players a lot more. Would he have done all of that? It just makes me question that so much.
I think if you're the way... So I think Haaland and Kane could probably play together. Because Haaland is that in the box. He can obviously does score and can score from outside of the area. But Harry Kane likes to drop deep, doesn't he? So I think they could have a really good kind of strike partnership.
Oh, can you imagine? God. So Kane almost playing as a 10, basically like Bergkamp and Henry.
Pretty much is pretty much what you could have. But I think if you took Haaland out of it, Harry Kane could probably keep up with the number of goals scored. He can score from anywhere on the pitch, as he showed us a couple of weeks ago for Munich.
That was mental, wasn't it? That was a mental goal. And it's not often we, sort of start cheering for ex-Tottenham players and things like that, but he's just an exception, isn't he?
Something else, yeah. But he, what is stopping him is Bayer Leverkusen, who are smashing it, beat Union Berlin 4-0 at home on Sunday. So they're top of the Bundesliga with Munich in second, 2 points behind them. And then you've got Stuttgart, who beat Borussia Dortmund. So they're having a very good season so far. And then Leipzig in fourth with Dortmund in fifth. And then at the bottom, Union Berlin at bottom, mate. Which is surprising. Yeah, they've only won 2 games. They've lost 9. The season they had last season compared to this one is blown out of the park. And Cologne are just above them and in that relegation playoff. We've got Mainz at the minute. Heidenheim sitting in 13th place. Where to now, mate?
Interesting. Should we go Italy?
Yeah. Wow, you're getting these bang on, mate. Well done.
Yeah, never normally get this. Normally you just go, yes, we're going to go to Dubai.
No, I've actually got a plan in my head, and you're like sticking to it. This is weird.
Oh,
Dubai.
nice. We're going to go to the Thailand Premier League. That's it. That's correct.
Thailand Premier League coming soon, 2027.
We'll be taken off by then, but yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Sulu 2, Salernitana 2, Genoa 1, Hellas Verona 0. That was on the 10th of November. Juventus got a win against Cagliari 2-1. Lecce managed to produce a bit of a result, a 2-all draw at home against AC. Inter beat Frosinone 2-0.
Great pronunciation.
Empoli beat Napoli away from home. Napoli are really, really struggling at the minute. In comparison to last season, of course, they're not doing it.
Yeah.
They're down in 4th place, actually. Inter Milan are top, with Juventus just behind them, 2 points behind. AC Milan in 3rd. Down at the bottom, you'll be surprised to hear, Ben, Salernitana, not won a game yet, 5 points.
Wow.
Hellas Verona are just above them, and Cagliari and Empoli sitting 18th and 17th, respectively.
Nice.
Where would you like to go now?
España.
Okay. Bilbao 4, Celta Vigo 3 on the 10th of November. Real Madrid thrashed Valencia 5-1.
Come on, Real.
You will be surprised to hear it wasn't a goal from our guy, I forgot whose name has completely gone from my head. Bellingham.
Oh.
You'll be surprised to hear that he didn't score. And the reason why he didn't score is because he didn't play.
Because he's injured, and that's why he pulled out the England squad. Exactly. So, yeah, I wouldn't be that surprised, mate, actually, no.
No, probably not. So Sociedad won away at Almeria 3-1. Atletico Madrid had a 3-1 win at Villarreal. Barcelona, you'll be very happy to hear, they won at home against Alaves 2-1. So Girona are top still, 2 points clear. Which is,
Mate, that's mental, isn't it?
yeah.
But it also sucks because City own them.
Well, it's not City don't own them, but yeah, they're
City
part
group,
of that
yeah.
group. Yeah, they own quite a lot of football teams around the country, but
The world, not the country. Yeah, the world.
But they haven't spent the money that City have spent. They're not projected to do what City are doing because they haven't spent those funds. You've got, I think it's Pep's brother, isn't it, who's running the club. Not as manager, but it's like running the sporting side of things. Yeah, it's frustrating that money is being utilised, but they're doing well. They've not spent the money, and they've had a few injuries as well.
They are doing well, though.
As I say, Barcelona 3rd, Atletico Madrid 4th. It will be interesting to see that if they can break into that 3 sort of team that you get in Spanish football. I mean, it's mainly
Yeah, it'd be nice.
Atletico kind of there,
Yeah, they're always there, aren't they, nowadays? Since Simeone took over.
Yeah. So Celta Vigo, Granada, and Almeria are 18th, 19th, and 20th, respectively. Real Mallorca just above the relegation zone.
Nice little roundup.
So Saudi Pro League. I'll just sort of go for the main ones that we know, really. So Al Ittihad beat Abha 4-2. Al Hilal 2-0 winners at Al Tawoon. And Al Nassr were 3-1 winners away at Al Baida. So that was over the course of that weekend. Still the same. So Al Hilal is still top, unbeaten. 35 points. Al Nassr just behind them on 31 points. And then you've got Al Ittihad, who are in 5th, and Al Ittifaq are in 7th. So, Stephen Gerrard is doing a cracking job there.
I'll say it is Ittifaq that he's gone to, isn't it? Yeah. Just proves he's not that good of a manager.
Potentially, yeah. Al Hazim at bottom, Al Reed and Al Akdoud sitting 18th, 17th, and 16th. But I don't know if they've got a league below them.
Yeah.
They have.
Yeah.
One league team, one league country.
No, I think they've got 3 divisions.
Oh, okay. Cool. That kind of wraps us up, really.
Anything on WSL?
WSL.
If you've got it to hand.
There was, I can get it. There was some fixtures, wasn't there? There was some games played over the weekend. Did you capture
Manchester Derby, mate.
the Manchester Derby? Did you capture I can't remember when it was, but the Ireland game, the women's national team,
No.
Ireland against, I want to say Albania. It was so wet that you couldn't really kick the ball because it would just get stuck in puddles.
Wow.
Honestly, it was mad that the game even continued, really.
Did it go on and finish?
Yeah, it finished, yeah.
Played the whole game?
Ireland won 1-0, yeah, mad.
I'll tell you what we did forget to talk about, actually, just before we go into WSL quickly, is France smashed Gibraltar 14-0.
Yeah, I did see that, yeah.
14-0.
It's sad, isn't it? Because, I mean, Gibraltar are just nowhere near the level that they need to be at.
I mean, you and I could probably play for Gibraltar. I genuinely believe we would at least get on the bench for Gibraltar.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
I think
Well, maybe not me. You could.
you're
You could.
fucking insane.
No. Can you imagine like lining up against Mbappe and he scored a hattie against her? I'd be like, fair play. Well done. Good to see you, mate.
Nah. To be honest, if I could just tackle him once, I'd just walk off. Like, yeah.
Break his leg. Can you imagine, like, I broke Mbappe's leg. I stopped him from ever winning the Ballon d'Or. And on the Monday, I'm like, so, how'd the game go at the weekend then, mate?
As if you wouldn't watch.
Yeah, 100% I'll be there. I'll be fuming if you didn't invite me.
Of course I invite him. I invite you to everything.
I'm like, Selge, why are you here? It should be me.
Anyway, let's go on to the WSL. So
Yeah, let's go.
Chelsea 5-1. Do you see their manager Hayes is leaving, and she is set to join the USA national team as their manager?
Yes, all confirmed now as well, isn't it? I thought that might destabilise Chelsea a little bit. And then they won. Was it 5-1?
5-1, yeah.
Yeah. Yes, I was just recalling what you said because I wasn't listening to you, like I normally don't. So.
Very honest, very honest. And did you see, talking about the USA national team, Rapinoe has ended her career, and in her final game, she got injured after. Why are you smiling?
Oh, because I hate her so much. She irritates the fuck out of me.
Did you hear their press conference afterwards where Rapinoe was saying that felt that it was unfair, there was no God, because if there was a God that wouldn't have happened, because it's just cruel. I kind of agree with what they're saying.
Do you?
Well,
No, Get over yourself, love.
It is,
Get over yourself.
you know, final game ever that they're going to play professionally, and injured after a few minutes. I think that is cruel.
Yeah, but one, she is supposed to be a role model for women in football as well as just sportsmen generally, and you're questioning God in a country that is very religious, generally speaking. That's out of order. And that's wrong. Absolutely wrong. Because all these young women, young footballers wanting to come through will look up to her and go, oh, well, yeah, if I get injured, then God's punishing me and it doesn't exist because I got injured as well. Megan Rapinoe was right, blah, blah, blah. It could escalate from there.
Okay. Well, I thought I respect your opinion.
Just, yeah. I think logically there's something there somewhere. I'm clutching, but there's something there.
Fair enough. Let's get back onto the WSL, where, as you rightly said, there was the big Manchester derby. Man United have been playing quite well over the recent years, but unfortunately lost 3-1 to the Manchester City team. Did you watch that? Did you catch any of it?
I caught Mary Earps's blunder where she tried to clear it and booted it into the City player. Yeah, that was quite amusing.
Yeah, shame.
Lauren Hemp scored a banger though, didn't she?
Yes.
Absolute banger curled in.
So West Ham lost at home to Aston Villa women 3-2. I think that was quite a late winner there from Villa. Leicester City drew 1-1 with Tottenham. Arsenal won away at Brighton 3-0 winners. And Everton women drew 2-2 with Bristol City. So
Just on Everton women, so that one of their strikers, I saw it this morning on Sky Sports. Yeah, she's quitting and retiring at the age of 26 to pursue other interests.
Pursue other interests, yeah. They don't know what, but they wish her the best of luck. I think she's got one more game left, and then she's off.
That's mad, isn't it?
It's crazy. But I think, that goes to show the golfing wage and things like that between American? What does that mean? Between male and female women's football and men's football. It's just a gulf, isn't there? So she's obviously found that, I can go and earn some extra money somewhere else. I don't need to play football. Because if we think of other people, so there are a couple of footballers. So Ben White being one. I think Peter Crouch has spoken about, was it Asuakoto?
Asuakoto, yeah, had no idea.
No interest in football. Akoto turned up. Who playing today? Don't know. Wasn't paying any attention. It's things like that.
Mad.
Absolutely mental. So maybe that's why. Maybe doesn't have the passion for football, doesn't particularly like football, was just good at it, got signed up, and actually now they're thinking, you know what? I can do something else.
No, it's not for me. Not for me.
So Chelsea,
whereas you and I will chew their arm off.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'll play football.
Yeah, exactly. So Chelsea women are top, 3 points ahead of Arsenal, and City just behind us, 3 points away, and then United behind them. At the bottom is Bristol City still.
Come on, Arsenal.
Come on,
Chase them down. Chase them down.
Yeah.
That was a lovely roundup, Will. Thank you for that.
Thank
Lots
you.
of information.
Thank you very, very much. Is there anything else that you require to go over? Have you got a game for us? You look like you were about to say something inspirational there. Come on, hit us.
No, there's zero inspiration apart from I'm glad the international break is done. We're done for the rest of the year with international breaks now as well, which is nice. Back to the Prem at the weekend. FPL teams will be edited because Haaland is injured, so I'm sure everyone's going to be taking him out.
Yes.
Erdegaard is still injured, so he'll be back on the bench for me and get someone else in. But yeah, I'm smashing you still on that, which is good. And I closed predictions down by a point, so I'm very, very optimistic now.
Yeah.
New lease of life, this is it.
We'll get back up to predictions. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on all of the Meta universe. Is that what it's called? Is it Meta universe?
No, Meta platforms. The Meta universe is their own little thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm up to date. And we
Yeah.
also
Well, you are 52.
X, and you can see that because we've got.
You have no idea where it's going to go. You're literally looking at your other screen of where we're recording this video to work it out, and
there?
still cannot
Oh, no,
point at it.
It's not there. Hey!
Oh my god, shocking, mate, shocking. Yeah, thanks for your time, mate. It's been lovely. Listeners, if you're still there, I don't know why, but yeah, thanks, and speak to you next week. Bye bye.
Thanks, guys. The play.